plans came forward, when we saw the plans, I don't recall right now whether there was a tree buffer around that, but when they built the restaurant, and you're responsible not only for the structure, but for the parking, correct?
No.
No, we're tenants.
They don't
Tenant.
own they're just the tenant.
He's a
Okay.
tenant,
Okay.
yeah.
So you
He's the landlord.
you bought as is and just did some
We
didn't
renovations?
did
buy
the
anything.
interior fit out.
They're
That
a
was it.
tenant.
They're a leasee.
Right. Okay, so,
Well, there's a couple steps. One was the site plan design was approved by the CPC. And that was with the landlord.
right, and I
There
attended
may
those
have
meetings.
also been some additional
Accom-
permits and things that were required by the
Accommodate for them,
leaseholder
right.
because of the utilization of
Right.
the facility. That may have been done through the landlord.
Okay, yeah, so I think the point is we do, through the CPC, need to put some pressure on the landlord.
Mr. Prisco.
I would like to go ahead and go forward and improve the license based on the concessions that Mr. Palmer just made, but we should take the action to get back to the CPC and then put back, make sure that there is another meeting set up with the CPC to address these issues, and then get it posted to the residents so they can attend that meeting. I mean, I think that would be, two steps we have to take here. One tonight, so we don't hamper their business and their ability to continue to go forward. I would like to hear from the residents with the concessions that Mr. Palmer just stated, if you would be upset with them, because I think they're very reasonable. I don't think it affects the noise here when we're talking about something being done by 6 p.m. And he's still willing to put a fence up for an area for the smokers to be, hopefully, to lessen the noise. In addition, they're gonna do some policing to the outside to make sure they remind their patrons to respect the neighborhood and be concerned with the noise.
Have you been required to have a police detail at any point in time?
Not yet.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday night?
I have one once a year for the night before Thanksgiving, but they're reluctant to do details because of the liability.
Interesting, the first time I've ever heard they're reluctant to do details.
So I'm not saying North Reading would be, I just, in my past experiences, you're better off having your
You're
private.
experienced
Yeah.
restaurant operators, so you must have some sense of your crowd, some sense of your noise at the end of the evening. I don't know if you guys are there at closing time or not,
Yeah.
but your managers must have some sense of the noise there. Somehow that needs to be policed.
100%. I haven't been in this business for a long time, and I've gone through this type of thing in the past at different places I've been involved in.
Yep.
You're always going to have some issue with noise and smoking where it's now outside. I agree with the folks about the lights being too bright, but that again is not our deal. That's
Well,
the
I think you've addressed
yeah.
the outside seating. I think that's a reasonable compromise.
Yeah.
Closing off that area for smoking in the evening, I think that alleviates some of the concern. I think it remains, the only issue is the noise at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning.
no, I
Right.
agree. Yeah. And
So
we'll
I
have to
think-
make a better effort at controlling that.
Yeah, which I think proving this license based on those concessions won't change that problem if we approve this license. That's still a problem, whether we approve the license or not.
You're right, but they're not gonna come back to us for another year if we approve this
Well, 7
license.
months.
Or 7 months.
But we're gonna take the action because we have the issues, right? Don't we have the right to go back to the CPC and address it?
But CPC isn't the noise issue. The noise issue is directly coming from the restaurant.
I think there's two elements to the noise problem. One is the smokers throughout the night, correct? Throughout the night being out wherever they want to be.
But I think it's more.
And then at the
1:30,
end
2
of the
o'clock in
night, when we
morning.
let out, which is probably the bigger of the two because it's
Right.
later in the night.
Sure. So I
So-
think they would like to hear what your proposed plan,
Yeah.
you may be thinking on your feet here, but
Yeah,
what your
no.
proposed plan is to curb that noise.
Like I said, not to have outdoor seating at all, but to use that outdoor area to confine the smokers. It will alleviate it. I don't know how much it'll alleviate it, but it'll alleviate it more so than it is now, because they can wander anywhere they want in the parking lot and smoke. At the end of the night, the only thing I'm gonna be able to do is get the people that work there, managers, door people, and myself, because I'm there most of the time, to, as people are let out, let them know to be respectful. We'll put signs up outside and do as much as we can. It's very difficult, to tell people one thing and to see them, their actions, it's very difficult to just ask the police. It's tough. I can tell them, guys, do me a favor and be quiet, but how do I do it? Put duct tape around their mouths as they're walking away? I mean, we can do the best we can, and we will make the effort, that's all I can tell you, we'll make an effort.
I don't know if that's satisfactory to the residents.
If they can give us a solution to doing it without shutting down the restaurant, let me know. I'm more than willing to work with you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Two questions. You have seating for 200 people and parking for 175,
It's actually 146.
146. Is there a limit to your occupancy? How many people can be in the restaurant?
200.
220.
So that parking lot is packed, and they're parking somewhere else. So do you have any idea how many people are in that building on your nights of live
Oh, yeah.
music?
Yeah,
So people are taking them, okay.
Don't forget, there's not 400 people in there at any one given time. You may have 500 throughout the night.
Okay. My other question was, if you vote on some proposal that at 6 o'clock they can't be served out there, are they going to be served alcoholic drinks out there after 6 o'clock?
No, we're not gonna serve anything
Okay.
outside at all.
So it would just be used for
Just
smoking? They would
smokers.
be in and out like they are now?
That's it.
So
Okay.
you won't allow someone to walk out in that area with a drink in their hand?
No. No. And one
I
other
think
thing.
that's the concern.
just-
Yes, because I was just worried about,
Right.
I don't
I
hear the
agree with
people in
you.
the back parking lot, I'm on the other
When
side.
he
but-
says 6 o'clock, I believe him.
that's it.
Okay, no, I just,
Done.
because I know if people can smoke and drink, they won't be going in, so,
And
okay.
just to
That's-
speak to your other point about overcrowdedness.
No, I was just doing the
so you
math,
know, I
and
just
I'm-
want you to know, is that we've had many people walk out because they can't get seated. So we only have so many seats for people. So when we get to our limit of 200 seats, more often than not, they leave.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to figure out, because I believe, was it Mr. O'Rourke? His signs have been out there since a couple of weeks after the restaurant opened, right? The
Yeah.
tripod signs were out right away.
Yeah.
And I was a little perplexed, because we live on the other side, and every time we go by the far side of the parking lot is full too, so I couldn't figure out how you could only have 200 people in there, and all of your parking spots are already filled
There's a crowd waiting
Well,
in addition
to go in. Okay,
that also, and we have a lot of
It's an issue,
employees.
yeah.
We have 60 employees.
okay. Well, no, it's good to see you busy. I just
Yeah,
couldn't
no.
figure out where you could fit everyone.
Well, it's time to make a decision, gentlemen.
Would you be adverse to having a police detail on Friday and Saturday on a temporary basis?
Not at all.
I don't know how the neighborhood feels. I don't know if the sentiment from the neighborhood is they want us to reject this completely, or is there some sort of compromise?
The compromise reduced the problem that already exists.
I think his proposal in terms of the outside seating.
Right now, I'm having a problem.
No, I know, and I'm looking to try to get a solution for you. I think by just having that outside seating for males until 6 o'clock,
And a buffered area for the smokers would help you.
it's gonna be the buffer area.
And
In addition to a willingness to have a police detail, at least on Friday and Saturday evenings, at closing time, to police the noise in that parking lot. I think that goes a long way, should go a long way, to giving you a good night's sleep. And having to use your own electricity to go to the bathroom.
Again, if you look at the original plans for this restaurant and the building site, there was supposed to be a tree line buffer between the restaurant and the houses. There is no trees.
That's the CPC issue that we will
If in
go to them.
fact,
I
that's
have
what the
two actions to the
landlord,
CPC
Right,
right
and
now.
that's, it's not them. The landlord stated he would put trees.
well, if it's part of the site plan that was approved, then it has to be done. If it hasn't been done yet,
But I'm gonna take two actions back to the CPC, and the first one is the lights. And let's go back and address the lights one more time, and maybe a less wattage bulb is the solution. And then the landscaping to kind of see where that was in the plan, because the ones we have in our packet, it doesn't depict it very well. So we're gonna have to take the action on this, and bring it forward to the CPC. But I still don't believe that should keep us from approving this license tonight based on the concessions that Mr. Palmer has presented to us.
I agree, because, the other side of the coin is, when these gentlemen came before us, their plan was, and at least for one member of the board, I felt as though we approved outside seating.
Yeah,
we did.
we did.
So, it's no fault of theirs or through fault of this board that that didn't get done. So we already, in my mind, we already approved it, and we're looking to get other concessions that we got out of these folks this evening. And I would hope that it's going to reduce the noise level out there, these concessions that they'll implement if we approve this license. So, once again, it'll be a license for a short period of time, only through the end of the year, so they'll have to come back before us again. So, hopefully,
Yeah, 7
this will
months.
solve the problem.
Is there a notice when he gets relicensed again?
Yeah.
Maybe a notice?
I don't know if the neighborhood gets
No, it's a
noticed,
renewal.
but the,
No, it's in the paper, right? Don't we-
No.
Well, not in the paper, I'm sorry, our agendas. Our agenda does get posted.
typically, it's in the month of December.
Yeah, because it has to be done before the end of the year.
Right.
So,
He comes back to a meeting like this?
yeah.
Correct.
So you
Correct.
could just check the town website,
Right.
the agendas for probably end of November, Bob? Roughly around there?
And the
Contact me.
Yeah.
I'll let you
December,
know. First,
meeting
we're
in
happy to.
December
So that would be a
typically,
good trial period.
Yeah.
He says he's gonna do what he does.
Yeah, and in the
Make
meantime,
sure he does it.
that's right.
Mr. Chair?
And we'll
One
work
other
on those
quick
actions
thing,
with the CBC.
if I may.
I appreciate that too.
Just one other quick thing. You know, I want you guys to believe what I'm telling you. I don't want you to just sit there and think that I'm telling you something that's just BS and that, you know, we're just gonna do whatever we wanna do anyway. It's not gonna be that way. I'm more than willing to give you my personal cell phone. Call me anytime there's an issue. I'm telling you, I'll do the best I can to solve the problems as they come up. In this business, the restaurant business, I don't even know why I got in it, because it's problem after problem after problem for years
You
and
know why
years.
you gotta do it.
Yeah, so, I've been doing it my whole life, and, I'm very conscientious of trying to do a good job, and also very conscientious of trying to be a place that's good for the community. So, if you wanna write it down, I'll give you my cell phone right now. Anytime there's a problem, call me. I will do the best I can to fix it right then and there. I live in North Reading as well, so I'm gonna see you guys on a day-to-day basis. I don't want you seeing me and saying, I hate that guy, and, all right? So I'll jot it down for you, and anytime there's an issue, please give me a call. We'll do the best we can to fix these issues.
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Yule.
Yes. You know, I think there's a lesson here in our process. Had this not been a problem, had they've been given the permit to do business with the outside seating, the residents would have been really stuck in a bind, because this noise would have been going on, and you would not have known which way to turn at that point, because it would have been proved, it would have been a done deal. And the lesson learned here is that whenever we come to a situation where there's a patio involved, it's probably a good idea to have a 6-month waiting period on something like that in the future, so that problems can surface, if they're going to surface, can be identified, and the residents then have a real good chance of coming to a resolution with the restaurant owners, because it's important that that little delay right there allows us to identify problems that we would not have seen. Had this been signed a few months ago, we would never have known this problem, but you would have. So, thank you.
Mr. Prisco.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve an alteration of premises for the common victular and all alcohol license for Great American Tavern, 303 Main Street, to include in the license description an outdoor patio of approximate 706 square feet, subject to all regulatory department requirements, and to notify the ABCC that the board has determined that granting this alteration shall not be detrimental to the educational and/or spiritual activities of the Martins Pond Union Baptist Church.
I don't know if the motion needs to be modified or the license needs to be modified, with the parameters being that the outside seating will only be until 6 PM.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks.
I think
It'll be,
They'll modify it.
it'll be used after 6 PM for a
Modify it in the motion.
designated smoking area, and also that there'll be a police detail on Friday and Saturday evenings to include when when is your last customer gone from it?